Filing off the angle here, so it'll stop on this side, so it'll quit pushing it off. And we got a torch, propane torch to heat the bolt.
Let's go to the store for a second, and you're already sawing your way through this thing. What's going on?
I've already got it filed down to 17 millimeter.
Okay.
And then I'm dealing with the problem it's getting pulled off. There was curve steel here and curve steel here. Well, I filed a wrench stop onto this side. I'm not into the weld. The amount that weakens the steel is marginal, and I'm currently welding off the angle here, or filing off the angle here, so it'll stop on this side, so it'll quit pushing it off. And we got a torch, propane torch to heat the bolt.
So what was the original size of this before we filed everything down?
19 millimeters, so I've taken 2 millimeters of steel off.
All right. So if you got one of these, you're probably dealing with a 19 millimeter unless you're filing everything down too.
And you can see how I'm filing a notch out. Goal is so this wrench will catch. You can see I still have a way to go. This side's done though. Made in America torch. That's the first time I've ever used one of these, so let's see how it goes. Oh yeah. Fire extinguisher is behind the driver's seat. Will you grab it? You may need it. Driver's seat. Behind the driver's seat.
Details. Yes.
Okay. Making sure. Well,
you leave a mic off 5 times. Come on.
I have filed out wrench stops, and then I've used a C-clamp to secure the wrench. I have decided I'm going to flame that bolt until it's red hot, and then try to tighten to see if I can't back it off of the threads that it's gotten bound on. Then I might be able to file those threads into usefulness. If not, it's not going to back out anymore. So after that, it's going to be probably having to saw it off.
Yeah, which will be a lot of fun. Fun.
The fun part is going to be this, is you get to watch the blue tape burn off because I couldn't get it off the C-clamp. And if you notice, I have put the non-threaded side of the C-clamp toward the side that I'm welding. Oh, what did we do here? Yes, all the rubber seals are going to melt inside, but they're already broken, so it doesn't matter. They might reseal.
I was going to say, it may just reseal them. On a car this old, to be honest with you. The thing is 21 years old. All the seals on this frickin' thing anyways, all the mounts and all the seals in this frickin' axle is gone. Rubber is not supposed to look like pancake.
No, I'm mainly watching the boot, make sure I don't get into the boot.
Yeah, that might be bad. What's on the menu today? Rusted bolts.
That painter tape's actually amazingly flame resistant.
Oh look, we got rubber seals on the side. In case you're wondering. We got fire extinguisher. Fire extinguisher. See?
Remember, do not weld your fire extinguisher.
Well, if you honestly have to be told that, you probably shouldn't be playing with, well, anything. Just take it to a mechanic if that's a question of yours. Never touch your vehicle if you have to think about welding a fire extinguisher.
Well, the clamp let go.
But the wrench is still on.
Moved. It moved.
It moved? Is it going off?
Well, this is on, but it moved. I may have welded the socket to it, but it moved.
Yeah, we determined that the threads might be gunky or something, so we're trying to tighten it up to clean the threads out so we can actually get it all the way off. Otherwise, it's going to be a fight.
The wrench catch worked.
Good. Which again, he didn't grind it into any of the structural part of the steel.
Yep, it's just sheet metal. It's
Yeah.
beyond the weld, it's the overflow. If that weakened the steel enough to fail, this would all fail. You'd actually end up with if that fails, at that point you would have had enough hit to fail these brackets with
Yeah.
what little I've welded off, because that's actually heavier steel than that.
Pretty much.
All right, now I got to get a file to clean those.
Parts trip number 3,847 and a half.
All right.
So,
Yep, I got files and a brass brush, because the steel one is gone. I have no idea. I've got 3 brass ones, 2 plastic ones, and I can't find a steel one.
yeah.
And I've got 2 small files. I used to have a triangular one that was perfect for this stuff, but it's been gone for years. I think a Jeep ate it about a decade ago, maybe 2.
Wouldn't be surprised. You and Jeeps.
I can't even tell you which Jeep it was.
Yeah, you and Jeeps.
Probably the CJ that ate it. That was a long, long time ago. That was my first car.
Crazy Karl and Jeeps. They beat him up, they abuse him, they hurt him, he keeps coming back.
Well, I just finally quit Jeep, and now I'm on to Kia, which seems to be a lot like Jeep, like the old ones.
They beat you up, they abuse you, they hurt you, you keep coming back. And this is a bad camera angle. We're changing.
And that metal's still hot, so I'm trying not to touch it. Yeah, that's what's happened. What happened are these have been flattened out. So that's why it sealed itself. Now I gotta try to make the threads again.
Make the bolt threaded again. Which there is thread chaser kits and stuff for this as well.
There is. I actually have some dye ones, but this is hardened steel, so it's gonna make it even harder.
Yeah. So,
If you ever wonder why you get these little sets of files, now you see. I
yes.
have used these a ton.
So, random advice. If you're on an ancient bolt like this, it's a good idea to check the threads before you start trying to back out the bolt. Maybe the threads themselves have been flattened or rusted or corroded or eaten through.
Can I? I can. That's easier. Come on, handle. Be a handle.
Let's make handles grip again. Okay, we are using this as a handle, not a sponsor.
Yep. This actually came out of a first aid kit that was 50s, I think. The tape isn't anything you want to use for medical anymore, but it works pretty good for this type of stuff.
Yeah, to make random handles with.
It's what's wrapped around my socket, the big socket. It kind of helps with the handle being all chewed up.
So,
I think it says something for the glue they use, considering that it's still holds after all these years.
yeah, although it's probably going to give you cancer and kill you, but what doesn't give you cancer and kill you?
Only in the state of California.
So just don't live in California if you're using that.
Just that. I was going to tape the handle to it, but then it's just going to, the file's just going to spin under the tape, so forget that.
Pretty much. Yeah, Red Cross is not a sponsor.
Either Johnson or Johnson.
Yeah, although at this point, I would take Red Cross or Johnson & Johnson. Heck, I would take Raid Shadow Legends.
Or Volvo?
Or Volvo. I'd take either one of them at this point. Neither one of them are sponsors, but
we'll have Volvo sneaking into all the sites, all the shots.
I just say that because every time you turn around on a YouTube channel, Raid Shadow Legends, get 5 million gold pieces and blah blah blah. 3 new warriors just for starting. And I'll see you in the game. Blah blah blah. There we go. Of course you won't see me because I don't play the game.
Handle.
All right.
Much better.
Now you know the secret of why he has 5,000 tools.
And why I keep oddball stuff.
Yes.
Get harassed for saving the old bandage tape. This is why you save it. The old stuff worked really good for this. I don't know what adhesive they used before the 70s, or the 80s, but it seems to hold forever.
Although if your garage, hint hint, looks like you're going to be on the next episode of Hoarders, hint hint, you might want to start cleaning some things out.
Well, I didn't have a truck. Now I have a truck and I haven't had a chance to clean it out. I have filed the threads till they resemble threads again. They actually look like threads again, so.
Yep. And yeah, they do.
And we're going to try this.
Send it, as somebody would say.
Same spot is hanging up.
Well, you may need to heat the bolt up. Again. Remind me, did you say this was going to be easy?
No.
All right.
A little bit more of that. Do heat to it again and see if I can get it to go.
All righty. Well, that is propane, so if this don't work, we could always use it to cook hot dogs with.
Smoking.
Don't worry, we're not going to put the mask yelling smoking in the middle of that. We're not doing that old gag. Now, this is a vehicle that has had absolutely no love in its life.
At least not in the last decade.
It's been in one accident that we know of.
It has a salvage title.
The airbag light is permanently on, so that we believe...
And the airbags are missing.
Yeah, so we believe it's been in at least a serious enough accident to deploy the airbags. We may be past the point.
I don't know, but the heat killed the lock washer.
Yeah, I figured out what happened. Rubber seal too. Oh. Now at this point, is anything holding the strut up?
Yeah, those cross members are still holding the strut up.
All right. Impact drill? Because now you can't say if I had one.
Nope. It's not the right job for it. Plus, I have a feeling that a socket that's almost too hard to touch is going to be not good for the electric.
Still moving.
Huh?
I'm saying it's still moving. We're still grooving. Yeah. So, if you ever thought you were alone, you're not alone in these types of projects. I know people on YouTube like to cut all this stuff out, but we don't.
We just shorten it.
Yeah, we just shorten it. We want you to know we feel your pain.
Yeah, I'm already about 12 hours into this project that should have been a 2-hour project.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try heating it again. You can guess I'm having to make the stop flat again.
Yes.
Millimeter anymore.
Well, after some rusted bolt flambe, yeah.
I'm going to try another 17 millimeter bolt and then heat it again and try this again.
Alrighty.
Because that's... Yep.
Yep. Part retrieval number 1000. We don't know. So, well, the wrench is too rounded, so we
Down to 5/8 now.
down to a 5/8.
And this wrench sticks out further, so I had to make a different stop.
Yep. And using a C-clamp now for a catch point.
And
we're about out of fuel.
I think I just ran out of fuel.
Well, there goes roasting hot dogs.
They quit being 5/8.
What'd it do? Swell?
I think so.
Because of the heat?
I guess so. That ain't gonna hold.
Yeah, what is in between 5/8 and what, 17 millimeter?
Nothing. Well, ruining the 17 millimeter. The other 17 millimeter.
That's a brand new one, isn't it?
Yep.
So we are at the point
Where we have already ordered a new one of these for both sides, and probably gonna get a saw because I need a blowtorch to get this thing hot enough to let go. And I think I may have welded the bolt to the shaft already, and I'm starting to twist the shaft. And I've ruined yet another wrench. So,
yes, I'm thinking that it came cross-threaded from the factory. The factory just ground it on there and sent it. And yeah, that explains why somebody in the past has attempted to replace this thing and just absolutely gave up.
because when it holds like that, it's not getting any closer to the end. So I'm twisting the shaft inside of it now.
Yeah.
And it won't snap. I wish it would snap.
It'd be nice if it'd snap. But we don't have a impact drill powerful enough to make it snap.
Well, if I had a wrench that could hold this thing still, which I keep rounding it off more, then I possibly could.
So yeah, we just went on to, just looked on Amazon, and it got the Delphi said sells these in a kit, 2 of them for the front. And another wrench went flying.
Heated and moved it, heated and moved it, heated and moved it, and I'm still staring at the same threads.
Yeah. Which we hope you're not having the same problem we are. But if you are, front suspension stabilizer bar links is what you're looking for.
And it comes with that ball joint I busted too, so.
Yeah, they just come as a set. You just remove the bolt, remove the piece, and at least that bolt is just a tiny one. The good news now, if it busts, then that's progress.
I'm telling you, I'm still staring at the same threads. I don't know what's twisting where, but it sure ain't the nut.
I believe you, man. He's gonna pull this thing out. It's gonna look like a twisted pretzel.
Oh, I'm getting maybe a new Craftsman, and I think I'm up to 3 new Pittsburgh wrenches coming.
a good thing Harbor Freight is everywhere.
I will say I've been impressed with this DeWalt. Look at the inside of that. I have been abusing the heck out of this thing, and this is a Cobalt. Sorry, Cobalt.
Yeah, it's pretty. Cobalt's pretty dang strong. I've always been impressed with DeWalt's quality.
DeWalt and Cobalt are, and for all intents and purposes, the Pittsburgh ones are, for the price, a lot better than anything else I've gotten at that price point.
True.
And they stand behind their warranty, so.
True. At that price point, though, Pittsburgh's a pretty low price point. At that price point, you're looking at the $20 starter sets you get from Walmart you give to your kid.
Yeah. A whole lot better than what I've had experience with Great Neck, because I've broken every Great Neck thing just about I've ever had.
I didn't even heard of Great Neck.
They have a lifetime warranty, but you have to ship it back, and their shipping is like $30 round trip.
Oh, good Lord. Might as well buy a new one.
And their stuff is like, $5.
Yeah.
It's Pittsburgh tool prices.
Yeah, might as well just stick with Pittsburgh. Screw Great Neck. Yeah. More like pain in the neck. By the way, if we haven't mentioned it before, please like, share with your friends, and subscribe so we can get Karl some new mechanic shoes.
Yeah, these are already torn. These are my new ones.
So we can get him some real mechanic shoes.
Well, maybe not. I had the wrench on the ruined side.
Like I said, we're tap wrench on, then wrench bolt. Yeah, if you hear some funky stuff with a microphone, somebody who shall not be named sat on the camera, so broke the microphone mount.
Like I told the camera guy, that's not the way to do a close-up.
There's a reason why I'm not a paid camera guy. I keep saying that. I'm not paid. There's a reason for that.
And this is nowhere close to the right size wrench, but it works.
Hey, that's victory in and of itself. If it's not even the right size wrench and it got it off.
It's off.
Hallelujah. And the crowd goes wild.
And
hold that. Okay. It's off. I think you're gonna have to pound the it through.
One of the most aggravating strut assemblies I've ever dealt with.
Yeah, I can see why they changed the design of this.
Come on. Come on.
Did you unbolt it all the way from the top?
A long time ago.
There we go.
This was an SOB. Disassembly is finally complete.
Only 2 hours.
Other than I guess I need to take this off too. But
yeah. What part? What are you talking about?
what's left of the arm connector.
Yeah, we'll get it.
That's 14 millimeter.
Yeah. Since we already have the blowtorch out.
Maple pollen.
Yes. Spring. When everything's trying to kill you and your sinuses. Another one. I think though this one is just rust frozen.
Now here's a trick. Getting the hot socket off.
Come on, you didn't want to touch that with your bare hand? Remember, keep broken screwdrivers so you can use them to remove hot sockets from breaker bars.
Of course you're going to do that. All right.
I'd say just vice grip the damn thing. And like you're trying to keep it.
Yep. Hand me those big vice grips.
Pittsburgh.
What I wonder. Hand me that jack. I have an idea.
In the immortal words of Tommy Boy, yikes. I was wondering why you're using that little screwdriver instead of your world's longest one there.
Because I'm not at the point there and it's not that much weight.
Okay, so you're just putting it on the ball. Alright, I'm going to lay down here.
Get it to match up.
You got to hammer it in from the other side a little bit.
Yeah, but even then it's not going to do. It's not going to hold. So that was just an idea. That was a possibility.
And C-clamp it. It's trying to immobilize the frickin' vice grips. Otherwise, you got to turn yourself into a pretzel trying to put one foot on the vice grips and then take a wrench and stick it on the other thing and then pull with both hands while you're holding it down with one foot. Okay, always messing with that. This should be cool enough to touch now. Okay. Yeah, I think you can see the rounded edge in there.
Yep.
That right there. See how smooth it is right there? Bolts are not supposed to look like that. Like I said, thank you, Kia. I honestly think this came from the factory that way. And that's the reason why the last people couldn't get the frickin' oh, there went the microphone. That's the reason why the last people couldn't get the frickin' thing done. You trying to hold down the upper arm now?
Yeah, this is just to keep it from straining these clamps. So there's nothing other than those clamps to hold on to.
Okay.
But I really don't want to break one of those.
No, because that will be a little bit pain in the butt to get. We can get a sawzall and cut through that.
Possibly.
And I'm not saying that just because I want to play with a sawzall and cut through something.
Sure you don't.
Hey, that fit.
Yeah, but it's the wrong way. I can tighten. I can't get anything to hold it right to loosen it. That's where I'm running into problems. There, that works.
Hey, well, ain't like we're trying to save that part anyway.
When all else fails, just break the dang thing. Washer and all. I even split the washer in half.
Oh, strength.
Oh yeah, there's no way to use that.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, I'm not even going to try to take that out and put a new rubber bushing in. I don't care.
Oh,
There's supposed to be a bushing that's bouncing around. There should be a rubber bushing in there. It's long gone.
yeah.
Considering how everything else comes off, I'm not going to try.
If we get monetized, we may go through and start replacing the rubber seals and bushings and things. But that's what we're working towards now. We're working towards actually getting paid for some of this stuff.
So long.